Picture this, a late summer night, the kind where Atlanta's humid air sticks to you like a second skin. And the buzz of preseason football is more than just a warm-up, it's a promise. For the Detroit Lions, every snap counts, even the ones with nothing on the line but pride and a spot on the roster. Now imagine, deep into the fourth quarter, there's a hit that isn't just loud. It's the kind of collision that sends a ripple through a franchise still clawing its way. Back from playoff heartbreaks and the ghosts of seasons past, the crowd goes silent, not in awe, but in worry. The play halts, time slows, and somewhere back in Detroit, fans clutch their shirts, stomachs twisting like a Ford Field fourth quarter comeback. Now, lean in close and feel that hum of tension, because something big is moving beneath the surface in our defense, and you can smell Detroit grit mingling with that uncertainty. Here's a little secret: our story tonight isn't about a superstar snagging a game-winning pick six or a dazzling Calvin Johnson-esque touchdown run. No, this one's about a kid, raw, hungry, and soaked in blue Morice Norris. Yeah, you might remember him as that undrafted safety from Fresno State who slipped through the cracks last season. A late-blooming Lion finally staking his claim in December after years of bloke on the bench grind. But here's the twist. Norris, our young bullet in the backfield, got caught in a violent crash just as preseason games start shaping our depth chart. Early fourth quarter, facing the Falcons in Atlanta, he took a helmet-to-leg hit from Nathan Carter that wasn't just a bump hit, was a jarring reminder of football's brutal reality. His head snapped back like a snapped whip, and suddenly, this wasn't about preseason bragging rights, but something far more serious. Medical staff swarmed, the game paused, and the sight of Norris lying there forced even the hardest bleeding Lions fans to catch their breath. Then came the amber flash ambulance lights cutting through the humid night fog, an image burning itself into the soul of every fan watching. And now, get this, Dan Campbell, our coach with the heart of D, just dropped an update. That's the Detroit version of a breather on a hard shift. Norris is officially in concussion protocol, but the word from Campbell? He's good, the man said. It's good to have him back. That's not just optimism, that's Detroit steel. Knowing well that the next 10 to 14 days will be slow, steady, cautious. We're going to baby this kid back, reassess every move, every snap he's going to take next season. And oh, how crucial those snaps are. Remember, Norris carved out 20 special team snaps late last year and even saw defensive action in the wild card. Lost to the Commanders, his first tackle recorded as a badge of honor in the toughest environment possible. Let that sink in. Norris wasn't just a placeholder. He's a key cog in a secondary that's about to get tested hard. With the Lions' defense tinkering under Ben Johnson's guiding hand, yes, the guy growing Dan Campbell's tough love, smash-mouth defense, losing Norris even briefly creates ripples. His presence on the field opens up run fits, cleans up underneath coverage, and means Campbell can dial up that run-pass balance with a little less worry about gaps bleeding big plays. So who steps up in his absence? Another rookie, a vet looking for a redemption shot. Those locker room whispers are already swirling. And trust me, it's the kind of competition that could ignite careers or crush hopes in the unforgiving grind that is an NFL Sunday in Detroit. Now imagine Campbell pulling Norris aside in the locker room, knowing the kid's been hammered, but telling him, "Take it easy, son. We don't need you dead or dying. We need you Lions, raw and ready, come season start." And maybe Norris smirks under that helmet, thinking, yeah, but don't take too long. Detroit's waiting, because that's the runner's pulse. Beating in this city, from Barry's thundering runs to the relentless chase for a deep playoff run that's eluded us far too long. Every injury stings, no doubt, but every comeback? That's Detroit in a nutshell. And let's toss a pinch of locker room humor here. Imagine Norris, still lightheaded, whispering on the sideline, "Hey, Carter, next time, try kickboxing. This American football, too rough for me." Because humor, that quick jab, is Detroit's way of telling life it's got nothing on us. So here's where this story tightens like a vice. Norris's concussion protocol is the first domino. But the real question is, who fills in the safety net? Does this injury shuffle open the door for a dark horse to emerge? Does it force Ben Johnson to alter his coverage schemes, maybe more blitz-heavy, more zone, keeping quarterbacks guessing? And what does this mean for the cap sheet next offseason, when every snap is a precious commodity in Dan Campbell's prize rebuild? Detroit's not just betting on talent. It's betting on toughness, heart, and the ability to rise despite every setback. The truth is, as we near kickoff in this season's grind, the ripple from that hit on Morice Norris could echo all the way to the Lions' final drive of the year. Falcons fans don't know it yet, but they might have fumbled one of the most pivotal moments in a defense slowly but surely reclaiming its teeth. For us, this hit wasn't just a scare. It's a trial by fire, a test of spirit, and a call to arms wrapped in Honolulu blue and silver. And as the city watches, breath held between tailgate cheers and freezing Ford Field nights, one question lingers as summer folds into the season. Who steps up when a Lion stumbles? And can this young safety come back ready to roar louder than ever? Detroit never quits. We never fold. And in the shadow of one hit, a new dawn is forming. The story's just getting started, and it's about to get very, very real. Let me tell you, when a Lion's future hangs on one hit, one play, or one young kid's resilience, every second feels like the edge of an abyss, the kind that can swallow dreams or forge legends overnight. This was more than just a young safety. Down. This is the sound of Detroit testing its backbone, a reminder that in the Motor City, grit isn't just a motto, it's a way of life. Embedded in every sweat-drenched rehab, every gritty practice rep, every sneaky timeout call to keep Norris's spirits intact. And here's where it cuts deeper. With Norris in concussion protocol, the Lions are forced into a hardened calculus, bringing an untested rookie, perhaps an undrafted gem, or a seasoned vet with something to prove, into a collision course that could define their season. Campbell's locker room speech no longer is just motivational. It's a battle cry, echoing a franchise with scars that date back to 0 to 16 seasons, and the heartbreak of wild-card losses that still linger in Detroit's collective memory. Last year, our defense once porous as a rusty dam began to tighten, led by underdog fighters like Norris, who earned sideline, respect chasing down punts for special teams, and finally cracking the defensive line in high-stakes moments. Now, though, with those vital snaps potentially sacrificed, every game's chessboard shifts, with NFC North rivals eyeing the cracks and licking their lips. Lions brass, always pragmatic, know that margins matter more than ever. Norris's contractor, cap hit manageable at a modest $850,000, embodies the gamble Detroit's willing to take on youthful blood. But timing could turn cruel. A sudden roster shuffle, a last-minute signing, a practice squad call-up, whatever it takes to replace what, feels irreplaceable in these moments. Every linebacker I've spoken to whispers about the ghost of last season's defensive collapses, the kind that haunted us past the heartbreaks, never more relevant than now. And Campbell's no stranger to turning adversity into grit. Imagine the locker room whispers, who's stepping up in the absence of our young blood? A veteran looking for redemption, a rookie quietly summoned from the shadows, or maybe a surprise signing who's seen the worst of NFL turmoil and lived to tell. Tailies? Every decision becomes an echo in Detroit's long haul of resilience chaplain staple is a "we ride together." And right now, that mantra isn't just cliche. It's a lifeline. And yeah, Norris might be out for a couple weeks maybe. Longer protocol whittles him down, but the question sits heavy. Will he come back stronger, or is this the moment that slowly sidelines his bright future? You know how Detroit fans hold on to hope, remember Orlovsky's fleeting career or Barry's last dance in 2006? That same fighting spirit flows through the veins of every coach and player across Ford Field. This is a trial, and Detroit's never been one to fold at the first sign of trouble. In fact, Dan Campbell's fiery leadership has taught us that resilience doesn't mean always winning. It means refusing to give up despite the bruises, the setbacks, the missed tackles. As the season looms, every snap Norris missed could multiply into a ripple effect, altered schemes, shifted responsibilities, a domino line that could topple Detroit's playoff dreams before they even start. And here's the wild part. What if this isn't just a concussion? What if the hit was a warning? A sign that opposing offenses are dialing up more blitzes, more zone covers, more ways to target our newfound weakness. That's where the real chess begins. And who's to say that the underdogs, those gritty players fighting for scraps, won't seize the moment? Maybe a second-year safety, chasing more than just a roster spot, could emerge as an anchor, a dark horse stepping into the lion's den, earning respect by sheer will. Because in Detroit, adversity is literally part of the DNA. From Calvin Johnson's impossible catches to Barry's relentless runs, resilience is etched into every story we tell. And sometimes, humor cuts through the tension. Imagine Norris whispering to Carter after the hit, "Next time, try kicker practice, not football, man. I'm too young for this." That quick jab? That's Detroit's way of anchoring hope. In humor even amidst chaos. Now, the clock's ticking. Who claims Norris's spot in the starting lineup? Will it be the overlooked rookie, tearing into this challenge with the ferocity that Detroit demands? Or will the veteran step in, proving one more time that resilience under fire is our true weapon? The franchise's identity hard, unbreakable. Resilience stands at this crossroads. Every decision, every game, every snap becomes a statement, a continuation of decades of grit, mistakes, and relentless hope. The fallout from this hit could ripple into the NFC playoffs, turn the tide against a rival, or redefine who is truly ready to wear Honolulu blue and silver with pride. Because let's be honest, Detroit's never been here before, not with this exact roster, this exact moment, this exact test of spirit. The question is simple yet devastating. Who will step up when the lights are blinding and the season is on the line, and more than that? Can Norris come back and roar like he was born to do? Or is this the beginning of a new chapter of uncertainty and fierce rivalry? All I know is the city watches, breath held tight, clutching its hopes on the edge of a razor, because in Detroit, the fight never ends, the roar never fades, and the next play might just carry the weight of a dynasty reborn. Or a season lost to shadow. We're on that cusp now, the moment hanging thick, the stakes etched in steel, a single hit, a single player, and a city waiting to see if we rise or fall. Who will wear the scar and still walk tall? That's the story Detroit refuses to let die, and it's only just beginning.